Hello and welcome to the UAM E1 World Championship presented by PIF. We're in Monaco, the iconic home of motor racing, for round 5 of the all-electric powerboat racing series. 9 teams then doing battle, 1 female, 1 male pilot, and of course 1 goal to be crowned 2025 champions of the water in the presence of all of the world famous team principals and team bosses here at Monte Carlo. This is going to be quite something. Marcelo Claure, first time we've seen him this weekend as he comes across from Brazil to support his very own Team Brazil, and they're going to be up very soon indeed, actually, in the race-off. But if ever all of the legendary team owners, including LeBron James from Team Alula, were going to come to one of the rounds, if they had to pick just one, of course it was always going to be E1 Monaco. Mark Anthony, team owner for Team Miami, and of course they're very much building up to their home round. Our 7th and final event of the year for E1 will be in Miami on the 7th and 8th of November. Before then we'll also have Lagos as well in Nigeria. Chatting away with the pilots, an opportunity to get to chat with everyone, including Alejandro Abad as well. Roddy Basso's been mixing it with all of the celebrities, the CEO and founder of E1, Rafa Nadal. He had a big scare with a crash for their boat here on Friday. Plenty of selfies and autographs though, and we've also seen all of the team owners having great chats with one another as well as they look down from the super yacht, which has a perfect view of the course. Didier Drogba, some splendid goals for Chelsea in his time. He's here there with his wife Gabrielle, and of course Tom Brady, NFL star himself, grabbing all of the attention with Sam Coleman and Emma Kimmerleinen there at Tim Brady. Ocean Club is the place to be in terms of corporate hospitality, and also a great place to watch the races on a rather hot and humid afternoon here in Monte Carlo. So the cloud cover, it's gone a little bit now, hasn't it? This is the situation so far. We have Brady, the reigning champions. They won here last year. They also won in Italy last time out. They're through with Blue Rising, that's Virat Kohli's team, to the finals. Rafa, championship leaders, and Drogba. They've each had technical problems. They're not in the final. They're in the place race. Who will join Brady and Blue Rising then in the finals coming up later this afternoon? Only 3 of those teams that go through the race-off will be able to join them, with more championship points up for grabs. 3 events to go, including this one. What a view across the splendor of Monte Carlo. The race-off is coming up next. And these will be the midfield teams. They've not gone to the final. They're not yet in the place race. 3 of them will go through to the finals. Mark Anthony, though, is soaking up the atmosphere. And of course, so is Alex Aljo.
Right, firstly, Mark, how happy are you to be here in Monaco supporting your team?
English accent. Oh man, I'm great. Had a concert last night. We got up at like 5:30, 6 in the morning. Just landed. Didn't even see the hotel. Just came straight here to talk to the team. We're excited about what's to come, right? It's about just overcoming adversity, and we've had a lot of challenges this season. And I'm confident that the team did everything possible to change it up and change it around.
Quite a few other team owners here. LeBron James just down there with you. How much do you love the rivalry? Do you like the trash talk?
Yeah, bro. They could all kiss my ass, man. Right? When it comes down to competition, it's competition. But when it's time to have a beer, they're the best crew to have a beer with and just sit back and relax. Love them all, respect them all. If you stop and you think about, the years of experience and between all of us, and we've given our life to what we do. And now we're all collectively passionate about the same thing, if you stop and you think about it. I had nothing, 0 in common with Tom Brady while he's throwing a football, and I have a microphone in my hand, and I'm 2 feet tall, and he's 18 feet tall, and he's gorgeous, and I look like this. We had nothing in common other than we're American. But we found something in common with E1, and it's an equal playing field. It could be anybody's day. LeBron, the same thing. Will, the same thing. Love them all dearly, but I want them all to lose. That's plain and simple.
Mark, thank you so much. Enjoy your weekend.
What a character Mark Anthony is. I mean, that's the man who has a Guinness World Record for the best-selling tropical salsa artist in the world. But I mean, 4-time Grammy Award winner, 8-time Latin Grammy Award winner, 29 times Lo Nuestro Awards winner. Mark Anthony, American singer, an actor, and you can tell he's an actor, can't you? You certainly can. That was a great interview there with Alex Aljo down in the launch zone. 4 minutes to go then, and the race-off will be underway. Greg Haynes with you, and Shelley Jury-Lee is alongside us again. Well, all of the celebrities are here, very much including yourself, Shelley, and I know you've been desperate to get out there on one of those super yachts, and I'm still waiting for my invitation, by the way.
Oh, as I said earlier, my skipper is just out there on one of my yachts, and just viewing the situation for us. But I think we're more useful in here, Greg. And thank you for calling me a celebrity. I take that. Thank you.
No problem at all. Here's the dragon then. Beware of the dragon, says Danny Kloss, but it's his teammate Mishael Alabaidan. We'll see the full start order in just a second. 5 of them in this race-off. It's make or break time here now in Monte Carlo. So we look down on the Fairmont Hotel and the world-famous Monaco Tunnel. Only 3 of these teams will be joining the top 2, Brady and Blue Rising, in the final later on this afternoon. 5 lanes. Lane 1 is the inside line. So with Mark Anthony here in Monte Carlo, Anna Glennon is out there. The jet ski racer, they had trouble earlier on in the weekend when they couldn't get this boat up on the foils. So hopefully, fingers crossed, no trouble this time. 4th and 5th in this race will miss out on the final. Hopefully then for Youssef Al Abdul Razak, who actually finished 2nd here in Monte Carlo when he was with Drogba last year, he can get up into the all-important top 3. He starts in lane 4. So from the pilot from Kuwait across to the pilot from the United States of America. Professional stunt woman Sarah Price with Westbrook Racing, but her teammate Lucas Ordonez had problems earlier of the electrical nature. Let's hope they're sorted out. Team Alula, championed by LeBron James, and it's London's very own Katie Munnings in lane 2. Looking to get the best start to see if she can draft ahead of Aoki, who will be immediately on her left-hand side. And there is the dragon of the Aoki Racing team, run by the world-famous DJ and record producer Steve Aoki. And it's Saudi Arabia's Mishael Alabaidan, who raced at home at Jeddah at round 1 at the start of the season. So he's in the best place, he's in lane 1.
And here we go, here's the course. It is 6 laps. You have to do a short lap and a long lap in every single race now, from now on for the rest of the day. It's quite elongated. We've got some lovely straights down the back and at the forefront of our screen there, which means they can get up some real good speed and get that E1 Racebird flying on the foils.
Just over 1 hour to go until we get towards the all-important finals, but who will be in the finals? Brady are, Team Blue Rising are, 3 more will join them as we ride with Alula. Looking across now to Alula from Westbrook, Will Smith's team. Look how choppy the conditions are here. This has been a characteristic of Monte Carlo since they started testing and practicing on Thursday. 10 seconds to go, hopefully no penalties for anybody going too soon. They're approaching the line, this is the race-off. 6 laps ahead of us, only 3 can get through to the final. Perfect getaway for Mishael Alabaidan and the pink and blue Aoki boat, just on time there across the line. Side by side though with Brazil on the run down to turn 1. Westbrook Racing, the red boat on your left-hand side. It's Brazil and Miami bringing up the rear at the moment as we ride with Aoki. Great start, but listen to how brutal The hits are with the water. It's choppy, choppy, choppy out there as we have a look at the inside. Brazil, though, with a new boat here for round 5 after a collision last time out. Oh, and that was tight with the smart mark on the inside there for Aoki. Just about got away with that one. It is, though, Shelley. Yeah, they hit it, look. That's gone down. That red boy on the inside has indeed gone down, but it is Brazil with the advantage.
Yeah, another smart mark down, man down, man down. But yes, what a great battle. Look at the battle we've got here with Westbrook and Aoki Racing. They are neck and neck, side by side. Who is going to take the lead out of this? This is a right-hand corner, yellow smart mark, which means you take it on the right. So they are so neck and neck. Neither of them can pull away from each other just there.
Those boats there side by side, as you say, the pink one and the red one have each had problems of a mechanical nature earlier on, not least in the most recent races we've seen. That Westbrook boat there, more problems with the wiring loom when Lucas Ordóñez was leading earlier on in the last group stage race. Basically lost all connection between the steering wheel, which controls what's happening, and the operation of the Racebird itself as we get down through the last corner and into the second lap with 5 remaining. And this, as you said during that track guide, is when we're going to start to see short and long laps, depending on strategies. They would have calculated what they want to do, but it also depends on where you are on the course and who's around you. We're on board now with Alula. This is Katie Munnings. We're side by side with Sarah Price, as you can see for yourself, and Alula are drafting ahead.
Yeah, Alula are in the clean water there on the outside, but she is obviously taking a slightly longer course. This is the right-hand turn, so she's in a fabulous position for that. Well done, Katie. Oh, that looked like, on our graphics there, it looked like they were very close, but let's hope in real life that wasn't too close. She did a great job there. She got into a fabulous position for that right-hand turn yellow mark.
So short laps for the two at the front. Brazil leading have done the short lap. Aoki second have done the short lap, and there's a long lap being taken, as you saw there at the top of the screen, from Alula, and that's why Katie Munnings has dropped back. So the only team there who didn't do a short or long lap was Westbrook. Brazil with the advantage. Youssef Al Abdulrazak back in action for the first time in E1 this year, and he's doing what he needs to do to get through to the final. There's Mishael Alabaidan. Her teammate Danny Kloss will be taking over later in their next race. For their sake, they hope it's the final and not the race off. Miami then are third. They also did the short lap, so the current top 3 have all completed their short lap.
Even though we've got Miami in third place, Ben, they've done their short lap, so they did gain a position. They still seem to be down on power, I have to say. Long lap penalty for Aoki for jumping the start.
Oh my goodness, Shelley. Again, the same thing happened at Maggiore last time out. Remember, they had a total of not 1, not 2, but 3 penalty laps during that event at Lago Maggiore in Italy last time out 3 weeks ago. So that means that Mishael will have to do a second long lap. She's taking the standard lap as now your leaders, Brazil. They've been given a penalty as well for also jumping the start. So it looked as though they timed it perfectly, but clearly when the timing system has updated, they went too soon. Would you believe it? Now, can you imagine Miami takes advantage of this after all the troubles they've had so far this weekend? Miami there, they're doing their long lap in the background. They can actually get through to the final.
I'm really hoping, because they really need some good luck here. Yes, it's by other people's default, but Miami need a bit of luck. So come on, Miami, let's get that through. I must admit, when we watched the screen, Greg, the green flag seemed to be delayed going down, but the timing clock was showing 0-0. But obviously, we're in London, they're in Monaco, and there is a slight delay. And the timing system is obviously correct where they are on site.
Well, there's the result predictor, and this takes into account all of those penalty laps that are going to need to be taken as well. This is going to absolutely shuffle up this race off. It's also going to shuffle up the E1 standings for 2025 as Danny Kloss watches on. We're halfway through, we're onto the 4th lap now, on board then with Aoki Racing, and they are leading, but they need to take 2 long laps, the standard long lap and also the penalty lap as well, which unfortunately Mishael also had to do last time out at Maggiore in Italy.
So Michelle's now going to have to do it, because she's only obviously got 2 laps left, so she's now going to have to do both her 2 long laps, which is really going to set her back. Brazil's got to do an extra long lap as well, but they've only got to do 1. So, oh, yes. I'm glad the predictor did it.
Yeah, I'm going to keep a very close eye on Miami because they are 24 seconds behind, but they've done their long lap, they've done their short lap. There's Miami, the blue boat on the right-hand side of your screen. Aoki will definitely drop back because they're doing one long lap, but they still have another one to do. There's Brazil doing theirs. Westbrook Racing now is shooting through. They have one long lap and one short lap still to do, so they are looking strong here as long as those electrical problems from earlier in the event don't come back to haunt them. And they've just slotted in somehow between Aoki and Brazil. So we ride now with America's Sarah Price. Looking back at Brazil, Brazil can do normal standard laps now right through to the end of this race. This is going to take some working out. There's going to be a lot of changes here, and don't forget as well Katie Munnings with Alula. She's fifth at the moment, but still has a short lap to take, so she'll be right in contention as well. This is going to be so close. Look at that.
Oh, Aoki seemed to have a real problem there as they were like falling onto the right-hand side of their foil and digging in quite a lot. The conditions are It definitely is choppy out there for these E1 race birds, but what I just love is the strategy in E1 racing. It literally changes on the fly as we're going.
It most certainly does, and it's looking good for Westbrook now because they are in second place, but they have one more long and short lap to take, whereas Aoki leading have already done their short lap, so Westbrook is definitely ahead. This is the fifth lap starting now, so one of them has to be a long lap and one of them has to be a short lap for Westbrook. Which order are they going to take them in? It looks like we're getting the answer right now.
Yeah, there she goes for the short lap. I don't know what I would have taken first there. That was a really difficult call by their mission control, but they've done the short lap to gain even more distance in front. I think they could get this. It's a real tough one at the moment with all these long lap penalties being thrown in.
Yeah, I think they did the right thing there, didn't they? Because had they done the long lap first, they would have dropped back into the wake and into the clutches of other people. You just don't want to be around other boats if you can possibly avoid it. But let's just keep our fingers, toes and everything crossed for the sake of Westbrook. This is Will Smith's team. Quite a lot of water coming in there through the hatch because of these choppy conditions. But keep your fingers crossed for their sake that the problems don't come back to haunt them as Guy Barron watches on the left-hand side of your screen. And everyone down there at Westbrook, including Louis Rogueth, who is the team principal. Will Smith, of course, will be watching very closely as well as the team owner. We are now coming through to the sixth and final lap of the race-off here at Monte Carlo. So let's see what happens. Let's see where this boat, Brazil, will end up, because they've done their long lap, they've done their short lap, and the two boats in front of them, Shelley, still each need to do another long lap. So it's definitely looking good for Brazil to overhaul Aoki, I think, for second. I think Westbrook here should be okay for the win.
Yeah, with the 22-second lead from Sarah Price, I think they will be okay. So I don't think Youssef can beat her. But oh my gosh, it's just the strategy involved and working it out on the fly. It's incredible. Look at the concentration on her face. She is struggling with that wheel to keep that boat up on the foils and flying.
This is all for lane position, don't forget, in final one. In terms of who's going through into the race-off and not making the final, I think it probably will be as it is now, fourth and fifth. But what's going to happen in the fight for second and third? There goes Aoki. They've had to take a second long lap, a penalty lap, and sure enough, they're going to lose position for their lane position in the final. At least they're in the final, but look how close this is going to be. Youssef on the right, that's Mashael on the left. So the pilot from Saudi is demoted by the pilot from Kuwait, but look how that Brazil boat's moving around, and there is Miami now. What's happening? Alula in there as well, because Katie Munnings has just rejoined too. So side by side with Brazil now on the run down towards the last corner.
This is neck and neck, foil to foil as they run down, but I think Brazil is just pulling. No, they're not pulling away. Alula is right there. Oh, she's just falling in behind him. What a shame.
And can Aoki do anything about Alula? Because this late race run again from Alula, as we saw earlier on, has jumped them in front of Aoki. Westbrook over the line. What a recovery. They're into the final. Can Aoki do anything about Alula, though, on the run to the line? Alula themselves are attacking Brazil. Delight, though, for Sarah Price. Look at Alula right up behind Brazil. Aoki are not going to get through to the final. Losing out there right at the death, and that jump start has come back to haunt them. Would you believe it? The top two in the championship, Rafa and Aoki, both missing the final. Brave effort, it has to be said, from Miami and Anna Glennon there. They've had technical problem after technical problem all event long. But what a rate, a twist there at the end. And poor Mashael Alabaidan can't believe it. Danny Kloss can't believe it either. It looked as though they had it, didn't it? And Katie Munnings for Alula, right at the end, gained some spectacular time there.
But as we've said time and time again, if they don't get that start shoot right and cross the line, and you can't hang back, you can't go over it slowly, you've got to go for it and give it your best shot. Oh, what a race.
Let's jump on board then with our winners in this race. Sarah, you must be overjoyed. What a turnaround after the electrical problems. Well done.
Oh, thanks so much. It feels so good, but man, that was a team effort. That start wasn't the best, and as you guys know, starts are almost everything in this racing, but we just showed that with good strategy, you can still pull it off. So I'm so stoked. We're in the final. Got a lot of electrical gremlins that are out of our control happening, so this is what the team deserves.
A great team effort. Congratulations. Well done.
Congratulations. Well done.
Wow, it was so close. Less than 3 seconds between second and third. 3.5 seconds between third and fourth, and only a couple more seconds back to fifth. It was as tight as that, but a clear-cut win there, it has to be said, for Will Smith. And for Westbrook Racing, 12.3 seconds ahead. And I have to say, great drive from Brazil, because they took a long lap as well, don't forget. A penalty lap, that is, for jumping the start. So, Shelley, for Youssef El Abdulrazak to still finish second, despite doing one more long lap than everybody else. Splendid performance for the pilot from Q8 as he makes his return here, subbing for Timmy Hansen, who's away doing Rallycross. Here's the best moments then as we look back. This is the start.
Yeah, Brazil gets a great start there as well, and well done to Youssef, because he obviously hasn't had as much time in these E1 race birds as all the other pilots have, and he's come back in, standing in for Timmy Hansen, and sort of smashed it.
Really has, and he was second when he was with the the Drogba team here last year, if you remember, and he was teammates at the time to Oban Duncan. This is Westbrook earlier on in the race. Now you see the lack of visibility we get. We're up on the top of the cockpit here from the onboard camera. It's even worse for the pilots as they look through the screen. This is a crucial point, really crucial point now looking back, when Westbrook were able to slot in ahead of Brazil, as Brazil at that point were rejoining from one of their 2 long laps, as it were, in the end. Remember Brazil, the yellow and green boat there, and also Aoki, the pink and blue one. There it is, just ahead of us. Had to take an additional long lap for jumping the start. That's what it looks like to rejoin and get in the wake. We're on board with the boat that went on to win, and honestly, whoever wins and takes the maximum 38 points later today truly deserves it. They've been really up against it here with the weather. Tremendous victory here at E1 Monaco for America's Sarah Price and Westbrook Racing. They've just won the race off, which means they go through to final 1. So our 5 candidates for the finals are decided. Brady, who won last time out in Italy and here last year. Team Blue Rising, after a particularly amazing run earlier on for John Peters when he charged through from the back all the way through to the front. Westbrook, as you can see on screen, they've just won the race off, so they're in the final along with Brazil and Alula. So we have a real possibility of the championship being shaken up. What a mixture of emotions for Westbrook, for Sarah and for Lucas Ordonez so far.
Lucas, it's been a turbulent day for Westbrook Racing, but you found a way to the final. That's all that matters. How are you feeling?
Well, feeling great now. The Westbrook Racing, we were struggling the whole weekend with issues. Silver guys, Sarah did it, yes! and we just won the race off, so we qualified for the finals after a tough morning where I was leading the race, and then I lost the boost during the last 3 laps. So happy to see Sarah winning, and let's go to celebrate.
Someone must have been working very hard on this boat. Who was it? What have they done?
Well, a lot of work from Racebird, from Seabird guys, from Westbrook Racing to fix the issues we still having. But luckily, everything went well in this race. And yeah, Sarah seems to be relieved now. So let's celebrate. Into the final.
Congratulations.
I think it's fair to say they're just reasonably satisfied with that result. Great stuff for Lucas as well, the ex-endurance racer in the world of cars. So there we are, Westbrook, they go through. And because, of course, they've had to go through the race-off, it means that Lucas will be doing final one, and it will be down to Sarah for final two when the big points are awarded at the end of the afternoon. Absolutely great stuff. So this is the situation. The place race, including the championship leaders, Rafa, and second in the championship, Aoki. The points available in that one are 12, 9, 7, and 5. But the big points, 38 for the win, down to 15 for fifth place. Brady, Blue Rising, Westbrook, as we've just seen, Brazil, and Alula. They are your leading quintet fighting for the overall win here at E1 Monaco. So don't go anywhere, because the finals are coming up within the hour here at E1 Monaco on a day which could see the championship order turned on its head in E1.